I'm Cody. Pronouns em, ers, or zem, zers, or really any neopronouns that aren't ze, her, hers. I am a white transmasculine femme non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive-compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian Universalist, non-monogamous, demi-low romantic, gray demi-bisexual, survivor of acute and complex trauma, millennial, imp cat parent.
What? She's definitely chronically ill. I agree with that.
I use she, they pronouns because gender's fake and I'm not really a woman, but I was raised a woman and I will always be perceived as a woman, and I don't have gender dysphoria or any body dysmorphia when it comes to my parts or gender, but I'm not a girl. I use she.
Man. So how smart do you need to be this effing stupid? Because I think this is quite a complex topic. It's not a complex topic, it's a complete nonsense topic, but a fair bit of thought and probably research has gone into creating something this absurd. And you need quite a high level of processing power at least to be able to internalise this much gibberish.
Pronouns, xenopronouns, neopronouns. What's happening here? What is this?
Look at this dude. Look at this dude. You gotta wonder, let's see when historians look back on the 21st century, what will they think of this era, this period? Will this guy be the face of the 2020s? You know, will these ideas, these dogmas, these pathologies be what this era of human history is going to be known for?
This video has been requested a bajillion times, which tells me that allies are deeply interested in affirming who we are.
Or possibly, see the level of narcissism that he has in that conclusion. Is it also possible that people want an explanation as to what is the rational framework for these pronoun methodologies? Because I mean, what it strikes me as, it seems like it's deliberately opaque in order to be weaponized. You know, it's like, see if you make a law, right, and you say, right, if you're hateful, you can go to jail. You haven't defined what hate is. So that means that hate can be anything or it can be nothing. And it can be applied situationally to your, i.e. against your enemies. And I get that feeling about this as well, with neopronouns and xenopronouns. It's deliberately made to be incomprehensible. That way, you can always tell the person who does not go along with is not part of your ideology, your clique. You can always tell them that they're wrong and weaponize these ideas because of their because of their innate opaqueness.
And understanding our community better. So if that's you, if you're an ally watching this video, or an ally sent it to you and you're an ally.
What if you're not an ally?
If your ally is doing ally work and wanting to understand, thank you. You're doing the extra credit, and we appreciate it. If you are trans yourself or non-binary and want a deeper understanding about some words that may affirm you, keep listening, keep watching. Pronoun is a
Right, let's see if we can get through this, man.
part of speech. He and she are the usual pronouns that everyone grows up with and thinking of referring to one person. But of course,
back in the good old days when there was only two genders, male and female,
they refers to one person as well. Someone left their umbrella. They as one person. But there's...
I watched another video where a guy was saying that there is a requirement for a gender neutral pronoun. And that would make some sense if this was some kind of genuine, movement pertaining to people's identity. But I mean, it's not. The confusion is baked into the cake. It has to be, because otherwise you can't weaponize it against the other.
More to this story than just he, she, or they. I'm non-binary and my pronouns are they, them. So if you were going to talk about me, you would say, Jeffrey is an amazing author. They are really attractive. They being used in place of he or she to refer to one person, in this case, me. Because I'm non-binary.
It's incredible that we've come to this point in the culture, isn't it? I mean, the culture is a number of phenomena. Like, you know, obviously there's a whole bunch of hormones dumped into the water, into the food. Everything we eat is unnatural, unhealthy, makes you sick. All of our medicines and pharmaceuticals are designed to mess up your head. These people are all on psychotropic drugs, antidepressants, hormone blockers. We're in this stew of dysfunction, and we're being attacked from every angle. Fifth generation warfare. And this guy is a propagandist. Now, I might look into this guy's background. I might do that because I'm willing to bet somewhere along the line there is a connection to American intelligence, propaganda arms of the American government and the world government propaganda machine at large. We'll dig into that a little bit, I think.
Neopronouns, literally new pronouns, refers to the creation of a new word, a neo word, to go in that slot. So a common one is Z. If my pronoun was Z, you would say Jeffrey.
See, you have to get the sense, right? I know I'm probably commenting too much on this, but you have to, in a sense, marvel at the brilliance of this scheme. They've basically, you know, when you read 1984 by George Orwell, when you control the language, you can control the people. And what they are doing is they are changing the language in order to make us easier to propagandize and weaponizing it against their intellectual enemies. It's really quite brilliant, and it's been a masterful strategy. These people are obviously, like, the parallel would be, you know, Stalin and Lenin used to refer to advocates of their own philosophies as useful idiots, because I mean they're basically essentially people who are sick, who are advocating for agendas they don't understand. And primarily the overarching agenda would, with all of this, all of the attacks on the human population is to do with depopulation, because these people, they're on a stew of drugs that very likely the reproduction rate is extremely small, so ultimately these people are not reproducing, and that is the end game. Depopulation.
Is a brilliant thinker. Z is one of the most attractive people I've ever seen. You'd say
And a textbook narcissist also. Bully.
a lot of things, I'm sure.
Attention seeker.
That is the creation of a brand new word to put in the
Very likely psychopath.
slot where he, she, or they would go. Xenopronouns, perhaps one of the most beautiful concepts, one of the most poetic.
Replace beautiful with absurd and, in fact, evil.
Ways to approach this subject. Xenopronouns refers to any pronoun a person has that is unspeakable, that is unworkable in the language of a person. So an example would be a xenopronoun would be a word, I can't even say it, right? Because that's the point. They're unsayable.
So it's a straight up admission that it's just nonsense. It's not nonsense, so this is the thing. This is, like, for me, this is the face of evil. This is what we have to face down. If our generation is to be able to formulate any kind of pushback against the evil in this society and defend our children from it, we have to watch this guy and we have to listen to him. We have to read between the lines and we have to understand why he says what he says and why he believes it and why he needs you to acquiesce to it.
And sort of effervescent and unknowable, kind of like a person's gender. That's why I love this one. So an example would be, a xenopronoun would contain a set of letters that is a pronunciation that a human being can't pronounce. It's some sound.
And if you don't agree with this and go along with this, even though they can't define even what it is, then you are the bigot. You are the problem.
Sound that a
That is evil. We're looking into the face of evil here. There it is.
human being can't pronounce. Or that a xenopronoun contains an image or a concept that it's alluding to that is actually something that language has no way to express. The movement of understanding where non-binary people come from can sometimes take us into very lofty, beautiful, spiritual, poetic places. Thank you for your willingness to understand, and thank you for your willingness to honor us. Pronouns.
And the sense of entitlement that this guy has, and thank you for your willingness to honour us. You know, honour is not something that you assume to have. It's like respect. Respect is earned. And you know, to be honoured is not an entitlement, it's a privilege. Yeah, and I think it's important that we see this. I think a lot of the time in our corner of the internet, the manosphere, MG Tau, I suppose even like right-leaning movements, I think we view this as simply a joke. You know, this is just a bunch of stupid people making up nonsense and expecting us to go along with it through a sense of entitlement. But I think what you have to understand that this is much more complex. This is an attack on the language, it's an attack on the culture. It's a cult as well. They have a set of cult beliefs and they specifically exclude the other, as you would, you know, in a religious context, a Muslim is different from a Christian. These distinctions exist as much to separate people as they do for one group to create an identity, a cult identity, to take on. And we have to take this type of stuff a lot more seriously, not for what it is. The useful idiots, the people who just go along with it and jumping onto the bandwagon the same way as a kid might, you know, jump onto being emo or goth or liking certain bands just because other people around them in their orbit are doing the same thing. But the architects of this movement are diabolically evil. They have created a cult of evil, which is opaque. It is designed to be incomprehensible by definition, in order that it can be weaponized against anyone who is other and not part of their clique. So yeah, man, like, don't take this stuff seriously, man, because this stuff is it's powerful magic. In the Aleister Crowley sense, it is evil magic. So I think I'm going to do any more of this, man. I think that's enough for me for tonight. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. Please like and subscribe, do all the things. There's going to be more videos like this and, you know, ride-alongs and things like that coming up soon. And take it easy, have a good evening. Peace out, man. Don't have nightmares.